Does fall decorating feel pricey or just too much bending and lifting? Today, I'll show you 10 cozy Dollar Tree DIYs that look high-end without the high effort. Imagine your porch glowing like a warm hug and your neighbors whispering, "Where did she buy that?" If you enjoy simple, senior-friendly projects, subscribe to Golden Years Lifestyle Hub. Each week, we craft together at a calm, easy pace. Here's a taste of what's ahead. Pumpkin planters that look boutique, frame lanterns for evening glow, metallic leaf trays with autumn sparkle, sweater vases, a cutting board stand, a stenciled doormat, hanging basket glow-ups, solar jar lanterns, press leaf frames, and an elegant fall wreath. 10 projects, all budget-kind and arthritis-friendly. No ladder gymnastics required. And don't worry, we'll move slowly. Keep scissors safe, try low-temp glue, and stretch when needed. Think cup of tea crafting. Honestly, if you can butter toast, you can dry brush paint. Ready? Let's make some fall magic together. DIY 1. High-end faux ceramic pumpkin planters. Let's start with something simple but stunning. Pumpkin planters that look like expensive ceramic pieces. Take a foam pumpkin, and if you can, choose one that's already pre-cut to make it easier on your hands. Hollow it out gently, then give it 2 light coats of chalk or matte acrylic paint. This soft finish gives it that boutique, high-end look without the price tag. Next, pop in a piece of floral foam and tuck in some cheerful mums. You can use a fresh potted mum or even faux stems. Either way, it'll look like something right out of a fall magazine spread. For a cozy touch, wrap the stem with twine. If you'd like, dry brush a little cream or white along the ridges, and suddenly your foam pumpkin looks just like hand-glazed ceramic. Here's a tip just for comfort. Work at table height and rest your elbows as you paint. It takes the strain off your wrists and keeps everything steady. And as you fill your planter with mums, you might catch yourself smiling and thinking, smells like apple pie season already. DIY 2. Picture frame lanterns with LED candle. Now let's turn a few simple picture frames into a lantern that looks like it came straight from a boutique shop. Take 4 5x7 frames and carefully remove the glass. Give each frame a coat of warm black or bronze paint, something that feels rich and timeless. Once they're dry, glue the frames together to form a neat square. For the top, use a 5th frame or even a small piece of wood to close it off. To finish, add a little handle. Twine works just fine, or you can get fancy with a small drawer pull from your odds and ends drawer. Inside, place an LED candle. It glows beautifully and, best of all, it's perfectly safe. A little rub of metallic wax or paint on the edges gives it that aged brass look you'd expect to find in a high-end shop window. And here's the fun part. Candlelight without the usual, "Now, where's the lighter?" moment. It's cozy, elegant, and neighbor-approved. For our next project, let's turn those simple plastic leaf trays into accents that look like they came from a fancy boutique. Start by lightly sanding the surface so the paint grips well, then wipe everything clean. Give the tray a matte base coat. Espresso or charcoal works beautifully. Once it's dry, take a wide brush and dry brush metallic gold or copper just over the veins of the leaf. Suddenly, it looks like a piece of art. Seal it with a clear acrylic spray so it lasts through the season. You can use these trays as a key drop near the door, a candy dish on the coffee table, or even as the base for a cozy fall centerpiece. Here's a senior-friendly tip. Use a wide-handled brush so your wrist doesn't have to do all the work. Let the brush glide for you. The result? A touch of shimmer that feels like autumn luxury without the boutique price. DIY 4. Cozy sweater vases. Here's a project that feels like wrapping your home in a warm hug. Take a glass cylinder vase and slide a cable-knit sock or the sleeve of an old sweater right over it. Fold the top edge neatly inside so it has a clean, finished lip. Then, tie a bit of jute around the neck and add a tiny tag, something sweet like harvest or even your family's name. Now for the best part. Fill it with wheat stems or soft sprigs of faux eucalyptus. Suddenly, you got a vase that feels cozy, rustic, and ready for fall gatherings. It's the kind of piece you'd expect to see in a country boutique window. And You know, it almost feels like Grandpa's old sweater, just made chic. It brings that gentle nostalgia into your space, the kind of detail that makes guests smile. DIY 5. Elevated cutting board stand or sign. This next one is so simple, but it gives such a polished high-end feel. Take a small wooden cutting board and give a light stain, just enough to bring out the grain and warmth of the wood. Then glue on a few wooden beads or little blocks underneath his feet, and suddenly your board becomes a sweet little pedestal stand. From here, you can add vinyl letters with a welcoming word like gather or welcome. A quick senior-friendly tip: use painter's tape as a guide to keep the letters straight. That way, there's no squinting or fussing over crooked words. Set it by the entryway as a tray for keys, or lean it against the wall as a charming seasonal sign. It's simple, practical, and looks like something you'd spot in a farmhouse boutique. Your neighbors might even ask where you bought it. DIY 6. Stenciled leaf doormat or pebble plant stand. Here's a project that greets your guests with charm the moment they arrive. For the doormat, take a simple core mat and tape down a leaf stencil. Using a small sponge or stencil brush, gently pounce the paint. Don't rush it, and then lift the stencil slowly to reveal the crisp design. Repeat the pattern across the mat, and once it's dry, give it a light seal so it stands up to the weather. The result is a custom doormat that looks far more expensive than it really is. Now, if you'd rather make something for your plants, here's a quick alternative. Glue decorative pebbles onto a sturdy board. Add little felt feet underneath, and you've got a raised perch for your potted mums. It keeps things neat, dry, and stylish all at once. It's a fancy entryway without the fancy prices, and your guests will think you went shopping at a home decor store instead of the dollar aisle. DIY 7. Hanging basket glow up. Let's give those plain hanging baskets a glow up worthy of a garden magazine. Start by removing the flimsy plastic chain and replacing it with thick rope handles. Knot them securely so they hold strong. Drop in a cocoa liner for that natural, earthy look, then fill it with bright pansies or cheerful marigolds. To add a little extra fullness, tuck in a few faux leaves or trailing stems. It's a trick decorators use all the time. Finish with a small bout tied to one handle for that extra touch of charm. Here's a comfort tip. Build the whole basket at table height so you're working easily without reaching or straining, then hang it up once it's ready. It's amazing how a few simple swaps can take a humble basket and make it look like something your neighbor paid boutique prices for. DIY 8. Mason jar solar lanterns, fall charm. Here's a little magic for your porch evenings. Lanterns that capture the charm of fireflies without the chasing. Take a mason jar and pop the solar stake head right through the lid. If it needs a snug fit, drill a small hole so it slips in easily. Wrap the rim with a bit of burlap or plaid ribbon, and for a rustic touch, tie on 2 cinnamon sticks. At the base, tuck in a handful of acorns or some faux berries before closing the jar. Then, place it outside where it can soak up the afternoon sun. By dusk, you'll have a warm, glowing lantern that feels like autumn in a jar. It's a little nostalgic too, like catching fireflies as kids, only now it's the safe, modern way to bring that same glow back to your evenings. DIY 9. Pressed leaf picture frames. This project brings the beauty of autumn indoors in the simplest way. Take a few pressed leaves and layer them between sheets of cardstock. This keeps them flat and crisp. Add a tiny tag that says something sweet, like October memories. Slip it all into a frame. And for the best effect, group 3 together on a wall or shelf to create a little seasonal gallery moment. If pressing real leaves feels tricky, especially with those delicate stems, no worries. Pre-pressed faux leaves work just as well and save you the pinching. The result is a warm, personal display that feels like bringing a walk through the park right into your living room. DIY 10. Elegant asymmetrical fall wreath. To finish our cozy collection, let's make a wreath that feels timeless and elegant. Start with a simple wire wreath form and wrap just half of it with ribbon or twine. Leaving the other side bare gives it that chic, modern touch. On the heavier side, cluster 2 or 3 large florals, Then fill in with smaller leaves until it feels balanced but not crowded. Tie a loose bough low on the floral side, fluff it gently, and let the other half of the wreath remain open. This bit of negative space is what makes it look like something straight from a boutique. For a polished, professional look, stick to one metallic accent, like bronze or gold, and 3 cozy fall colors, such as deep orange, cream, and burgundy. Once you hang it up, step back and admire how it transforms your entryway. It's simple, elegant, and the kind of piece that makes visitors say, "You made that," with wide eyes of surprise. Before we wrap up, here are a few extra touches that make all the difference. When you're choosing colors, stick with a story. 3 cozy fall shades like rust, cream, and olive, plus just 1 metallic accent. That balance makes everything look like it belongs in the same collection. Think about textures too. A mix of matte chalk paint, something natural like jute or cocoa fiber, and just a hint of shine from gold or copper gives depth without feeling fussy. If your project is going outdoors, give it a light coat of clear sealer. Just remember, don't spray too heavy near glue seams, or you might loosen your hard work. For adhesives, low-temp glue keeps things safe for your hands, while sturdier pieces may call for E6000 or wood glue. And make your space friendly. Set your tools on a tray. Use a Lazy Susan turntable for painting. Turn on a bright task light and sit in a comfortable chair. Crafting should feel like a gentle afternoon, not a workout. And here's a budget-friendly secret. Shop early, stick to color families, and keep a little fall parts bin. That way, refreshing your decor next year is as simple as reaching into your own treasure chest. We've covered so much together today, so let's take a gentle moment to look back. We started with those high-end pumpkin planters, then moved on to glowing frame lanterns, metallic leaf trays, and cozy sweater vases. From there, we made an elevated cutting board stand, a stenciled doormat, or even a pebble plant stand, then gave a hanging basket a lovely glow-up. We added mason jar solar lanterns, press leaf picture frames, and finally, an elegant asymmetrical wreath. The secret thread through all of them? Keeping your colors consistent, adding just a touch of metallic shine, and mixing textures so each piece feels layered and rich, even though every item started on a budget. If these cozy ideas warmed your heart, I'd love for you to like this video and subscribe to Golden Years Lifestyle Hub, where gentle, senior-friendly DIYs come your way every week. Share this with a friend who loves fall, and tell me in the comments which project you'll try first and where you're watching from. I always love hearing your stories. Thank you for crafting with me today. Rest your hands, sip something warm, and enjoy your beautiful, welcoming home. I'll see you in the next calm, cozy episode.